Welcome back to the Chaos, everyone. I'm ChaosEclipse. Today we are back on Smalland Survive the Wilds, and I just got to Kalev over here. He is one of the NPCs that we were looking for. I have not been to the other ones. Obviously, you guys, if you watched the first video, you see we started at Hildred, we went to Herney, and we went to the Elder. But the three new ones we have not been to. This is the first one here, and I know he's here because, like I said, I played it before. But I also wanted to show you the area that he's in. So we're going to take a look around here, and you'll see kind of how you'll understand, I guess, how the different areas are going to look. So he's right up there, but if you look down here, he basically has like a little farm thing going on, kind of. I guess if that's how you want to see it. There are bull ants down there, which we have not fought yet. Um, but if you come over here, you can see that there's new items in the area. So we have some stone here that we can harvest. It says we do need a mandibular pickaxe or better. We can't make that even with our workbench. We cannot make that. So in order to make this stuff, we actually need a recipe for it. So that is actually one of the things, if I'm not mistaken, that he teaches you. So we can come up in here. He is right here, kind of chilling. And if you take a really close look at him, see if I can get a little closer here, check out his armor. I believe that is also something that we can have him make for us. I don't know if we're going to do that, but I just wanted to show you guys. And then there's also a couple guys up here who I think are injured. Maybe they're just sleeping. I thought they were injured. I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead and speak with him, see what he says. So it says, "Hello, Vanguard. I am Corporal Kalev Stain. I don't know. What are you doing here? I'm responsible for escorting and protecting small folk miners. What's the armor you're wearing? It's one I made myself using rocks I found in the mine. It's incredibly durable and provides great protection against creatures that you may encounter on the stone shore. Can you make one for me too?" So if he decides to make them for us, we need stone, as you guys can see. But it is exactly what he's wearing. So we're gonna back out of there because we can't make it. Let's see what else we got here. What happened here? Why is no one working the mine? A tragedy. One of the tunnels collapsed and most of the miners perished. The mining operations are on hold for now. Any troubles with the local creatures? No, nothing I'm aware of, although I've heard that Scotty had some troubles with a bug down on the stone shore. You should pay her a visit. I've marked her location on your map for you. All right, we already know where she's at. She's already on our map. So I guess if you ran into this guy without finding the elder first, then obviously he'll tell you where to find her. Do you know anything about stoneworking? I know a thing or two. To work stone, you'll need to build a cutter grinder. We don't have the resources to make a proper one up here, but you may be able to create a makeshift cutter grinder using some of the giant's artifacts, like bottle caps and screws. So those are the bottle caps and screws that we had earlier, and I think he's talking about the stone cutter that we seen in the previous video. I guess it's probably called the cutter grinder, and I just in my head called it a stone grinder or stone cutter. I don't know. Anyway, what else can I make with the cutter grinder? You can use it. You can use it as a grinder to make seed oil out of seeds, or sand wood to obtain. Oh, to sand wood. I see. I was like, what the hell, sandwood? But you can sand wood to obtain refined wood. Heck, you can even cut flint and craft new weapons and tools. Okay. Can I harvest these stones? Sure, but you'll need a pickaxe. Those are expensive, and we're not just handing them out. You might be able to make one yourself, though. Continue. You see some of these ants. The red ones have surprisingly strong mandibles. Um, if you can get one of those and bring it to a workbench and try to make it yourself, or try to make yourself a pickaxe from it, that would be useful. Where should I look for these red ants? They're in and around the entire forest, but after we shut down the mining operations, some of them moved into the lower portion of our mine just north from here. Be careful though. There might be more in there than you can handle. Thanks, I will. So basically, when we pick up one of these mandibles from them, it's gonna tell us we learned a new recipe. So we're gonna try to see if we can just kind of bring one to us and see if we can kill just one at a time. There's some more screws right there. We need to grab those as well. All right, and they're vulnerable against edge weapons, which is awesome because we still have our sword. Getting stuck on this. All right, here's one right here. Perfect. What up, buddy? Hey. All right, and these ones attack a bit differently, as you can tell. Ow, I didn't roll. Oh, thought I was gonna fall there. Hey, look at that. There's a mandible. Oh, and it didn't say anything about the pickaxe. So, how do we get the recipe for it? So, let's go back up. Well, you know what? It's not gonna matter if we go back up there. Let's build one right here. A workbench. Yeah, it is called a stone cutter. I wasn't losing my mind. Okay. All right, and then go back in here, use, and oh yeah, the pickaxe is in here. Okay, perfect. So now it says that we can make an mandibular pickaxe. Um, looks like we have everything we need, so let's go ahead and make one. All right, and it's a tool, so we'll put that next to our axe once we get it. And I did make. I heard an ant. I did make a couple chests, so you guys seen. I forgot to put a whole bunch of this stuff in there. We don't need all this stuff on us. We're gonna fill up our inventory and not be able to carry anything. Why does this look like this? What are those extra little symbols? Oh, so they do have eggs. Wait, can we tame ants now? I don't think you could tame ants before. So now we just grow the ants, I guess? From an egg? That's cool. That's new. Pretty sure you couldn't do ants before. All right, and then we can break this down by hitting L2 there. Pick that up. And we're going to kill a couple more of these guys just so we have extra mandibles because we're going to need them for other things as well. So we'll come down here. Are you going to try to come up here? Yeah, you are. Okay, let's run back this way where we have a good area to fight him at. See if he comes all the way up. No? There you go. All right, yeah, see, ironically, even though these ones are bigger and probably stronger, they're so much easier to fight than the other ants. All right, we got that one. Let's keep going further down. Can we make it up there? Yes. Grab these screws. You trying to get up here? Can you come up here? I don't think you can. All right, so while he's stuck down there, oh, never mind. Ooh, we got us. Perfect. Okay. Now let's switch over to the pickaxe, get some stone here. I think that fills up our inventory, doesn't it? No, we still have one more spot. Oh, oh, saw that coming. Oh, okay. Just back up. Ah, storm. Okay, so this is what I was talking about in the previous video. You do need to find shelter. We don't have any, so we're probably just gonna build it real quick. Yeah, let's just build shelter real quick. So we're gonna go here. Structures. Foundation. Hopefully the ants don't come up here and start attacking me. Walls. One there. One there. Whoops. One there. 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 All right, and it does have the little house thing on the bottom left, so I don't know if we actually need the door or not. We'll find out in a second. Let's go ahead and eat some food here. And we'll even use a bandage, because this is where I messed up before. Is I wasn't full health when the storm actually hit, and then trying to do everything last minute, I ended up dying because I had too much confidence. All right, so let me stand outside. Let me show you what's going on here. So it said that the storm was coming. It's not here yet. So here comes the storm. You can see the rain starting to fall and everything. Storm is broken. It says remain sheltered. So we're not taking any damage yet, but if you look in the bottom left, it says we're freezing. When that drops all the way down, that's when we start taking damage. So there it goes. And you can see that our little frozen meter there is going up in the center now. When that gets all the way up, I think that's when we start taking damage. I thought it was when the other one dropped, but it looks like it's when that one goes all the way up. So we'll see what happens here. It might help that this stuff right here is above us. But here, let's see if we're still freezing when we go in here. Okay, so the freezing on the bottom left went up some. It doesn't look like we're freezing anymore. Looks like we're actually getting warm. So this shelter does help. Yeah, because now we're just cold. And then if we come back out, we'll be freezing again. Yeah, just dropping back down to cold, then it'll go back to freezing. All right. Yeah, but ironically enough, these storms last long enough, like perfectly long enough, just to kill you. That's interesting. I wonder what that is up there. It's like a perfect little triangle. All right. Yep. It's already going away, so now we can break this back down. Break. Oh, not that. Break that. 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 There we go. Pick up all of our stuff here. All right. And I'm not really worried about rocks at the moment. We can harvest them later. I do want to look on the bottom, though, see if there's anything down there that we might be missing. So we're just going to kind of dodge the ants and just take a look around down here, see if there's any other screws or bottle caps or anything like that down here. Look at that. There's a bottle cap right there. I will take that if it lets me. Ah! There's also a screw there. All right, let's go ahead and kill this one. Our sword is badly damaged. Alright, sword broke right when we killed him. That's perfect. Pick up that screw. Pick up the bottle cap. We do have one repair kit right there. So let's go over to repair. Repair the sword. That gives an extra slot now. Equip our sword back. And this goes down into an anthill. I don't think we're actually going to go down in there. We can take a quick look, but probably not going to mess around down in there. Just looking around, like I said, for any bottle cap screws, anything that we haven't seen really. Or not that we haven't seen, but stuff that, like rare materials and stuff like that. So it looks like there's actually another screw in there. So let's see if we can grab that right here. I missed it. Grab this. Ow. Ow. Another screw. I missed it. We'll get it on the way back. And there's a dead end. Missed it again. Can't grab whatever battery thing that is, so I'm not really worried about it. Alright, let's go ahead and get out of here. Looks like these ones we can just pick up, maybe? No. Okay, yeah, they still say harvest. Alright, so we're not going to mess with any of these guys. Don't really care about them. We're going to get out of here. Keep in mind where you find screws and bottle caps. Over time, they do respawn. So if you guys remember, like there's a little wheel here that we can get screws from. Down in the thing there was a screw. There was a screw over by the bottle cap, and then there was obviously the bottle cap. So if you remember that there's 3 screws over here by Kalev and a bottle cap, then every time you need screws and bottle caps, you can always come over here and check and see if they respawn back in. And I don't know the timer on them or anything, so unfortunately I can't answer that. But yeah, it looks like that's everything here. So we're gonna go back home. We're gonna drop off a lot of stuff in our chests over there. I'll show you guys how I got here, and we'll end the video there once we get home. So it's not complicated to get here. It's not even very far. You guys remember the big owl thing that we stole the resources from? There's a big owl right there. We literally just went down behind that big owl, and there's a very small river here that you can jump across right here. Which I think there was actually a bottle cap here on this side as well. But there was one on that side too earlier. Well, it was earlier for me. I think it was like yesterday or the day before for you guys. But anyway, this right here, you cannot make this jump. But what I did is I jumped as far as I could, and then of course, you can like stand in where it's not so deep. You know what I mean? So we're gonna do that. We're gonna jump right here. I'm gonna sprint and then jump at the last second. Gonna kind of drown a little bit. Okay, well, he didn't even do the drowning animation, but that works. So perfect. We can just go back now, grab any of the materials along the way. There's the big owl once again. There's our tree. So we're not even that far away from it at all, but we do have to make it back up to the top though. Grab some of this food. Don't forget, any of the ants and stuff you're killing, you can also cook those things, like the ant head and stuff like that. I have not cooked any yet, but you can do that for additional food if you're not finding any of the blackberries or you're going through them too fast. And then you can also go and hunt for like the mushrooms right here that say edible mushrooms, and go and hunt for those as well. All right, and I think this is where we actually started the story at, if I remember correctly. Right here to the right is where the elder was. Yeah. So that's where the elder was in there. But we're gonna go up this way, back up towards the towards where I showed you guys where the royal vault was. Because we're trying to get to the base of that tree, but up on top over there. So here is the royal vault right here. We're gonna keep going this way, follow the lights, up onto the roots here, and we're gonna go to the right here, and then we're gonna circle to the left. I mean, I guess you could just run down right there, but I'm pretty sure there's ants over there. So come this way, and then we're going to go left. You can see our balloon right there waiting for us, our lift. Drop down a few. Try not to hurt yourself while you're dropping down. Talk to your butler, and away we go. Go ahead and eat another berry there. Couple more, why not? All right, here we are at the top. Here's a little house that we built the last time. It has not caught on fire yet. Open this bad boy up. And then we need to drop off some of this stuff. So first things first, we can drop off the armor because we're definitely not going to use the armor. So we can hit square on those to transfer. The bottle cap and the screws, I don't think we're going to be using. Well, you know what? Let's see if we can make the stone cutter first. Um, let's drop off extra stacks of stuff that we have though. So we have tons of wood. So we'll try to keep one stack of wood on us, which is right there. We're not going to use the seeds for a while. Any extra fiber we have, any extra resin we have, the edible mushrooms we can drop off because we still have 33 berries on us. More resin. Actually, we can't drop off anymore. Good thing we made 2 chests. Drop off more resin and any of the eggs that we have, and the extra mandibles, and the fat, the insect fat, and the petals, and these things, and the ant heads. There we go. Now I wish they had a sort button. Oh, in this. I wish they had a sort button, but as far as I know, they don't. I don't see one anyway. Not sure if there is a way to sort. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and leave it like that. Now let's see if we can make that stone cutter. So we're gonna go over here and interactive stone cutter. We need 10 stone. We only got 8. So we kind of screwed ourselves there, but we can make it if we just get more stone. So we'll do that in the next video. We'll see what we can make once we make that stone cutter, probably a little bit of better weapons and stuff. I think we're going to need some flint, which we'll probably do that in the next video too. So we'll make the stone cutter. We'll see what we need, which like I said, I think it's going to be flint. And then we'll go on a hunt for some flint. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know down in the comment section. Thank you all for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.